Hello everybody, my name is Rachel and I'm the designer behind Fuzzy Fox Designs on Etsy. Thank you so much for watching this FlossTube video. It's the first one I've ever done. I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing, so please bear with me as I muddle through this. So a few things about myself to start with. During the day I am a scientist, so I did degrees in biomedical science and honours and masters in that, and I've got a psychology degree as well. Did those a few years ago now, and during the day I work for the Tasmanian government down here in this beautiful part of the world in the environmental science department. So that's what I do during the day, and when I get home I'm a designer, which is awesome. It's been really good to have something creative and fun to balance out my day job, which can be a little boring at times, surprisingly. Science is not all it's portrayed to be in the media sometimes. So it's really good to have a bit of fun and a bit of creativity to balance that out sometimes. What else is there about me? I love Christmas. You may not be able to tell from the angle of the video, but my house is still decorated for Christmas. I've decided that I am really organised and I'm all set for Christmas this year, which just means that I haven't bothered to take my decorations down yet. I love it. I live on my own. I don't have to think about anybody else when I come home, so if I want the house decorated for Christmas all year, then that is okay. So I love Christmas. I love anything cute, which you'll know if you follow my Instagram feed for any period of time. My most recent acquisition has been these two adorable hedgehog pincushions, which I found on Etsy the other week from a little shop from Melbourne, or from Monbulk in Victoria, down here in Australia, called Mushrooms in Bloom. Aren't they gorgeous? I love them. They're going to feature in a lot of my photos this year probably. So they're beautiful, so I love cute things. I don't get any sort of benefit from promoting the occasional thing that I do. I just like to give shout outs to other shops and beautiful things as I see them, because I really appreciate it when people do that for me. What else do I like? I like hats. I have a fair few hats, including about 30 to 40 for Christmas alone. I love them. I love coffee. I love cartoons and anything cute. My favourite movie at the moment is The Greatest Showman. So that's been really awesome. I've been playing the soundtrack pretty much non-stop for about a week and a half. So I love it. I'm basically a giant kid when it comes to all of these things. I rent a little townhouse on my own, which is great fun. Yeah, so I can decorate it how I like and fill it up with all sorts of adorable things. But about my stitching. So you might have seen a few of my designs on Etsy. I started off designing lots and lots of little birds. So I think I have about 35 or 40 of those at last count. I really like them. They're great fun to design, and if you have a particular bird that you'd like me to design, do let me know. I have about 50 that I love to design, but I just need to get the time to do that. So hopefully there will be a few more. What else do I do? Every year I design something for Easter and something for Christmas. I have a cute room series, which you might have seen. I've got a bookshelf, and what else do I have? A craft room and a laundry and a kitchen and a garden shed so far in that series. And I've started, when did I start? Last year, end of last year, I started designing and running a stitch along. So I have two at the moment, one that I started this year and one that started last year. And they have been incredible fun. Both of them were designed when I had a week off work, so that's you know, sort of what I do when I have a week off work. I make a lot of work for myself. But they've been great fun, and it's been so awesome to see so many people jump on board and be really excited by what I put together. So that's been really, really cool. So I have the one that I started this year is called Pretty Little Produce. It's fruit and veggies, and yeah, so that started in January and runs through till December this year. I have finished the next month's, but I won't show you that one because I don't want to spoil the surprise for everybody that's part of the stitch along. But you're going to like this month's. I love this month's, so be excited for that. It should be out in about 2 weeks. But my prickly but cute one I will show you. So look at these. I got these awesome bags, like custom made by a friend of mine, Christy, who works up in, I think she's up in Queensland in Australia, and she custom made a whole bunch of bags for me for my stitch along. So she's on Etsy. Her shop's called Lil Sis and the Guru on Etsy. So here is the prickly but cute Sal, and so far we've had Astrid and Albert and Ruby and Chloe and Gabriel and Miguel and Spike and Blossom and Freya. Freya was just released this week, so we have 6 more cacti to do for that one, and that's been a huge amount of fun. So that's been great. And as a bit of an extra design this month, I had this idea. I've been doing this thing at work where if I get a spare 10 minutes or I just need to clear my head, I draw a cactus. And it just so happened that a couple of weeks ago I drew one, and I had this idea of putting a little scarf and a hat on him and making it cold. So that's where my idea for Snowflake the cactus came from. So she's new in my shop. She's not part of the stitch along because she doesn't really fit, but isn't she cute? She'd be really good for Christmas. So that's Snowflake. What else have I been doing? I have been designing a few patterns to use variegated flosses. Now, if you're anything like me, you'll have about 100 of these in all sorts of beautiful colours from all sorts of places. I have some from France and some from the Scandinavian countries, and I've got some from Canada, and I've got some from the US, and I've got plenty from Australia. I find these things all over the place. I must have 100 colours. And so I have to design some patterns so that I can justify my addiction to variegated floss. So I've been trying to address that a little bit this year with a few designs. One of the ones that I've done this year is this little one. This is on some fabric that I had. It was really miscoloured and old. It had been in my cupboard for a long time. I don't like white Ada, so I coloured it up. Oops, fluff. I coloured it up myself. There's a cherry plum tree just up the road, and I brought some back, and I learned how to use cherry plums to colour Ada, so I did that. And that's with Colour Compliments floss, which is really, really lovely. So I did that one. And what else have I done? I did a little dandelion. So pretty simple, this one. It's on some beautiful printed Ada, which is really nice, and it's really easy to stitch. It looks complicated, it's not really complicated, so it'll be really pretty in a square frame. I have just so many of these that I don't actually finish everything that I stitch because my house is already very full, which you might be able to tell from the background in the video. So eventually I'll do something with them, but I'm not sure what. But yeah, so there's my dandelion. And hello everybody, back again. Sorry about that. I accidentally managed to fill up my memory card on my camera, so and you'll be impressed to know that I discovered also that the top of my head was cut off, so hopefully we're all fixed now. Excuse the first half of the video where I'm cutting my head off. So where was I? I was showing you some of the designs that I've been working on with variegated floss. So here is another one that I designed this year. I painted the frame for this, and you'll find a hoop painting video on my Facebook and on FlossTube as well. So you can have a look at that if you want to paint a hoop yourself like this. This particular design is stitched mostly with a floss that I found up north at a craft fair in the northwest of Tasmania. It's not something that's commercially available, unfortunately, so you won't be able to get your dragonfly to look exactly like mine, but there are so many beautiful variegated floss colours that you'll be able to find something that looks really pretty. So that one has some acrylic blending filament stitched into it as well, and you may not be able to see, but it's sparkly. So you'd have to see it in person really to be able to see what it looks like. It's very pretty. What else have I been working on this year? I have been working on a few designs for Anzac Day. Now, Anzac Day is a really special day in Australia for remembering the armed services. It's the 25th of April, and it's a public holiday in Australia, so we all go to dawn services and remember those who fought for our freedom. So the 25th of April is the day where Australia and New Zealand forces landed on the Gallipoli Peninsula. That is so hard to say. So yeah, it's a really significant day for us in Australia. So I've stitched, and you can tell, like, I framed it for the photo but I haven't finished it properly. I stitched one design which has the ode on it. So that's something, oops, more pink fluff. That's something that you might like to work on if you're from Australia and New Zealand. If you're from New Zealand, you could change the colour of the Southern Cross, make it red stars like on your flag. But yeah, I'll leave that up to you. Something else that I did for Anzac Day / Remembrance Day was I used a little dandelion hoop to make a necklace. So you probably can't tell from the video, but the stitches in this one are really tiny. It's stitched 1/1 on 36 count, I think, linen. That it's a denim coloured linen that was dyed in Italy, I believe. So I bought that from there. So that's something. And the dandelion kits for making these necklaces are available from Dandelion on Etsy, and I think a lot of needlework shops actually stock them as well. So if you don't want to order them from Australia, it might just be a matter of chasing up a supplier in your own country. So yeah, so those are some of the things I'm working on at the moment. My plans for this year to finish my cute room series. Hopefully I have a fair few ideas for that. Hopefully 3, I think, more designs for that one. So hopefully they'll be coming out sometime later this year. I would really love to design a few more birds, so hopefully I'll get those done as well. There's something for Christmas every year, so that'll be probably more towards the end of the year, and hopefully more variegated floss designs as well. And just continuing work on my 2 current stitch alongs. I know a lot of people would love a Christmas stitch along by me, but with the 2 that I'm already running, I don't think I will have time to do one justice. So that might be something that we do for next year. But speaking of Christmas stitch alongs, if you are interested in doing one, I have a friend from Melbourne who I've never met, Karina, who has an Etsy shop called the Pixel Parade, and she is actually doing a Christmas stitch along, an advent calendar one, and that has just started, and I'm actually thinking of joining up for that one myself. So if you do join up, you might be stitching along with me. So that looks like great fun. It's only 10 colours as I recall. You could have fun playing around and and substituting some colours with variegateds and doing pretty fabrics and stuff for that. So that'll be really cool. So I encourage you to sign up for that if you're looking for a stitch along to do for Christmas. But apart from that, I think that's just about all from me. If you do have any ideas for designs you'd love to see in my shop, do let me know. I write down everybody's ideas. I may not necessarily get to them very fast because I work full time, 9 days a fortnight. So sometimes it takes me a little while to get around to things, and I have family and things that I don't want to neglect as well. But you never know. If you suggest something, then there's every possibility that you'll see it in my shop in the next couple of years. So do let me know about that. Apart from that, I think I'll sign off there. I hope that I didn't bore you too much with my first video. I'm not sure how often I'll be able to come back and do them, but we'll see how we go. Thank you so much for watching. See ya.